Hi, I'm Dave, and this is Quick Pics, a channel dedicated to helping you take great photos for your business or your various side hustles using your smartphone. I know, it's crazy. Hard to believe they can do it, but they can these days. This is a 5-video series I put together dealing primarily with product photography. This is the second video in that 5-video series. The first video, I introduced myself and why I'm doing this kind of thing. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to set up your smartphone to be able to take these really great detailed photos of whatever product it is you're trying to shoot. Now, the cell phone I use is an iPhone 13 Pro. You probably don't have that, and that's not a big deal. That's okay. I'm going to go through with the various settings, and I'm going to tell you what each one does, so if you have a different phone that maybe has different names for some of this stuff, you'll at least know what you're looking for so you can mess with those settings on your phone. So, with all that said, let's get to those settings. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we go with setting up your smartphone so they can take really detailed product photos for your business or side hustle, or maybe a combination of both. So the first thing you do is you push settings and you go to camera. Now, forgive me for holding the iPad. I don't want to miss anything. I want to make sure all of you have the exact information you need to keep going with these videos. So, you're in camera now after hitting settings. Look at the screen next to me here. The only thing you need to worry about is the lens correction. Now, what lens correction does is it makes it so that the picture you're taking doesn't look warped at all, doesn't have that lens groove where you've got to look where maybe it looks a little rounded in the middle. Chances are, most of the time you take a photo, it's not that bad, and lens correction doesn't even need to be on, but for these shots, I think lens correction being on is a good idea. So now, we're going to go back up to, in the camera, where it says Formats, and we're going to click Formats, and you're going to go with Most Compatible. Check that, because the idea is we're going to set these up in RAW files. RAW files, you don't lose any of the quality. When it comes to a JPEG, you can lose some quality. So if you have it set up as high efficiency, you're going to run more JPEG files, all that stuff. It's going to be compressed files, so they're going to be a little more grainy. They're not going to be as detailed. So again, most compatible because of RAW files. And then photo capture, under that in Formats, you turn on the RAW, Apple Pro RAW on here. Whatever phone you've got, go ahead and turn on. Make sure that you're only using RAW photos. Now, after we're done going in there with the formats, we get out of there, we go back to your camera, and then we find where it says Preserve Settings. Click Preserve Settings. The only thing you need to worry about here is Apple Pro RAW again. So again, if you have preserved settings on whatever your phone is, if it's not an Apple, just preserve the RAW aspect. There are other things you can preserve, such as exposure adjustment, but I find that most photos, depending on distance that you are from the object and all these other things, different light sources, sometimes you have to change that stuff anyway, so I wouldn't set it up so that it preserves the settings exactly how you have it, unless you want just a starting place to start messing and all that stuff. But overall, the only thing you really need to have toggled on here is Apple Pro RAW. Now, get into your camera app itself. I want you to go ahead and set it up so that you are in portrait mode when you're taking pictures. Portrait mode is, well, frightening if you're looking at the picture next to me here, but what it's going to do is allow you to mess with aperture, which we'll talk about later when it comes to a marketing video. You don't necessarily need aperture so much when you're messing with lightbox photos, but when you're messing with the other stuff, when you're messing with normal marketing photos, you're going to want that. What aperture will do is it will allow you to blur the foreground and the background so that the thing you want to show off is the thing that is totally clear. So that's a big deal there. And then also, because everything we're doing is going to be dependent on light sources, turn off the flash. Now to turn off the flash, you push the triangle at the top of your phone. You'll see there will be a drop down, and you click the little flash button in that menu and go to flash off, and now you're good to go. So your phone at this point, if you're running an Apple, an iPhone, your phone is set to take the kind of pictures that I want to teach you how to take for your product photos. If you're running any other kind of phone, just find the equivalents to this stuff, and your phone should be ready to do the same thing. Whew! All right, game on. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is all there is when it comes to setting up your phone so you can take really great detailed shots of the products you're trying to shoot. Now, I'm going to be sure to leave a link in the video description below to the previous video so you can check that one out. I'm also going to leave links that are Amazon affiliate links in the description as well, that's going to have things like the light box and the USB stuff and all that I'm going to talk about that you're going to want to pick up for really great lightbox product photos, which is what we're going to discuss in the next video. The reason those are so huge is when you get online, you'll see that Amazon prefers images with totally white backgrounds. A lot of industry standards actually need totally white backgrounds. You'll see that eBay and Etsy, they might not prefer that as a standard, but you'll get to know as we walk through this that you see details a lot better of your images with those bright white backgrounds. So they are practical, they are something you should be trying to do, which is why I'm going to be sure to put those links in the video description below. Whew! Saying all that, it's like my voice can just keep going. Very strange. Anyway, with all that said, we're heading to the next video where, as I said before, I'm talking about using a light box. So, I'll see you there, and in the meantime, have fun!